Welcome to Leadership Reflections with Coach AK. I'm starting this new series where I will be talking about leadership reflections based on real life stories. Every day we come across different stories. We hear about business, we hear about workplace, sports, and also real life stories. And most people immediately ask who is right, who is wrong. But as a coach, I have learned something different. I've learned to ask, what can we learn from this story? Because every story brings about a leadership lesson. Every decision is about the character of the person who makes that decision. And every challenge reveals courage. Today, I want to reflect on a workplace story which has gone viral online recently. I recently came across a video where an employee is speaking to her manager. According to the story being shared, an employee has been working on every Saturday for last 2 months. Eventually, she told her manager that if she is expected to work on her weekly off, then she should be paid overtime. The next Saturday, she didn't report to work. Before we move further, I want to make one thing very clear. Neither you nor I know the complete story. We were not in that office. We don't know the expectations. We don't know conversation which happened between the manager and the employee. And that's important because leadership isn't about rushing to conclusions. It's about understanding before judging. The internet did what it usually does. Some people called the person very brave. Some called her unprofessional. Some blamed the manager and some blamed the employee. And while everyone was choosing sides, I found myself asking a different question. What conversation should have happened before this became a conflict? Let's begin with the employee. Whether she was right or wrong is not my focus today. What stood out for me was the courage to speak up for what she believed was fair. Many people remain silent for the fear of being judged or for losing some opportunity or just for disappointing someone they respect so much. But silence has a cost. Every conversation we avoid today becomes tomorrow's conflict. Speaking up doesn't have to be emotional. It doesn't have to be disrespectful as well. Sometimes courage simply sounds like, can we talk? That's inner mastery. Having the courage to respect your truth with respect. Now let's look at the manager. I'm not saying the manager was wrong. I simply don't know. But one thing I know, every leader must ask themselves one question. Do I really know what my team is thinking? Do I understand my team better? One of the biggest mistakes leaders make is assuming that silence means agreement. It doesn't. Sometimes silence means fear. Sometimes silence means exhaustion. And sometimes silence means, I think no one will listen to me anyway. Leadership isn't just about assigning the work. Leadership is about understanding the human being who is doing that work. That's emotional intelligence. That's empathy. And that also takes courage. I believe the workplace conflicts don't begin with disagreements. They begin much earlier. They begin when the expectations aren't clear, when people stop listening, when assumptions replace conversations. One courageous conversation can prevent months of frustration. That's why communication isn't a soft skill, it's a leadership skill. So here's today's reflection. Maybe today's story wasn't about just working on a Saturday, it was much deeper. It was about courage to speak, it was about courage to listen. It was about having a conversation before a relationship begins to break down. I will leave you with one question today. What conversation are you avoiding today which can prevent a tomorrow's conflict? Take a moment and reflect on that. If this reflection resonated with you, comment your thoughts below. Because leadership isn't in the moments of comfort. Leadership is revealed in moments of courage. I'm Coach AK. Until next time, inner mastery, outer leadership.